On Capitol Hill are at a standstill this morning, with neither side showing signs of compromising on a federal spending bill.
And we are not going to support a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the health care of everyday Americans.
During the Biden administration, there were 13 threatened shutdowns. The Republicans in the minority did the right thing. We kept the government open. We're simply asking for the Democrats to do the same.
A look at the services that could be impacted if lawmakers cannot agree on legislation, as a partial government shutdown is just hours away.
Uncertainty is mounting for Democrats following former FBI Director James Comey's indictment. Why recent comments from the Trump administration have lawmakers worried they could be next in line to face the president's legal wrath.
Trouble in the South Valley this morning, with Avenal's mayor in the hot seat after comments that he made were leaked. Why the lack of a clear plan regarding the city's fire protection contract is now drawing backlash.
And we are going to continue with below normal temperatures for you today, with another chance of rain on the way later this week. We'll let you know when, where, and just about how much we're going to get out of that one coming up.
You're watching Fox 26, and now, great day.
We begin this Tuesday morning with a live look at downtown Fresno. Looks a little bit cloudy, a little hazy. I'm not sure what to make of it, but today's high in Fresno will be 81 degrees. Cooler, finally feeling like fall. Good morning. I'm Liz Gonzalez. Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm Christina Rodriguez. Kim Stevens is on assignment.
And I'm Justin Willis. Thank you for joining us here on this Tuesday, last day of September, by the way. Tomorrow's October.
I'm ready for October.
Yeah, I think we all are.
You're ready for those fall vibes, but today's a taste of it, and that's okay. And yesterday evening was really, really nice.
It was really, really nice. At times, it felt like it was a little humid out there, but
a little bit.
Not too crazy. We're starting to really get into the autumn spirit here, if you will.
A spooky season?
A spooky, yes. Let's take a look and see how this last day of September is shaping up for you here. We'll start off with the current conditions. Right now, it's a little cloudy out there, 65 degrees at the moment. Winds are out of the northwest at 5 miles an hour. The dew point's at 55. And here's the rest of your day. Check it out. At 10 a.m., it's going to be 69. At noon, 72. 5 o'clock, 80 degrees. We've got clearing skies out there for you today. And we should have some sunshine about the middle of the week here for you. And wind speed's not much of a factor today. Should be a pretty nice day out there, below normal temperatures across the valley. Up next, though, your next weather maker. Well, it's bringing our next chance of rain. Again, we'll let you know when, where, and just about how much you'll get out of this next storm.
A live look now at Capitol Hill. Congress has less than 24 hours to approve a federal spending bill and avoid a government shutdown. The Senate would have to pass a House measure to extend federal funding for 7 weeks. That would give lawmakers time to finish up their annual spending bills. Democrats say they want an extension of health care benefits that would stop insurance costs from skyrocketing for millions of people, or else they won't vote for it. Republicans have said no and mainly want to keep government funding at current levels for now. There was a meeting yesterday between congressional leaders and President Trump, but there were no breakthroughs.
The House has passed a clean funding resolution to fund the government till November the 21st. It's clean, it is bipartisan, and it is short term. But it gives us enough time to finish the appropriations process.
Their view is take this partisan bill. They call it a clean bill. Clean equals partisan.
This could be the first U.S. government shutdown in nearly 7 years. The government shutdown during President Trump's first term from December 22nd of 2018 to January 25th of 2019 made it the longest shutdown in U.S. history. Now, if the government does shut down, Social Security payments to senior citizens and other Americans will continue. In the event of a shutdown, the SSA will continue to handle new applications, appeals, and certain services, but some internal functions will not be available during a shutdown. The move could also mean Social Security recipients will have to wait longer to learn just how much their monthly payments will increase next year. Several other agencies have also announced services will continue for Americans in the event of a shutdown.
All right, time is 5:04. All right, so here's what's going on with our forecast. So yeah, we've had some below normal temperatures, and well, here's why. We've had a little bit of a cold front here start to shift in, and while that's situated out there, we're also seeing a little bit of onshore flow, and that's pushing a little bit of that cool air our direction, and so we're seeing our temperatures fall about a few degrees below normal, which isn't too bad. Should be in the mid to upper 80s this time of year. And hey, we got some low ones going out there, so that'll be kind of nice. Also have several areas of low pressure hanging out for us. Southern California, just on the over on western Nevada there, and then just above the Bay Area there. All that is creating some instability in our area, and we're going to see the possibility of some rain and thunderstorm activity. Likely up in the Sierra Nevada mountains today. Some places could see a slight chance of thunderstorm activity today up in the mountains here, but everybody else should be mostly sunny with clearing skies. Let's take a look at the futurecast here and show you about what we can expect here in terms of any preset today. So here's a look at the situation about noon, midday here. You can kind of see where it's getting into. Yosemite to Sequoia National Park could see a little bit of rain there. This is a situation about 5 o'clock this afternoon. And you kind of see it's really along the hills and just a little bit in the higher elevations. Some very light stuff expected there. A little bit of thunder, maybe a little bit of lightning, and some rain. It's just a slight chance of it happening. Probably just a few sprinkles here and there, but that's for this afternoon. Now, later in the week, we're expecting things to get a little more heavy. About Thursday afternoon, you can see some heavy activity up in the northern Sierra there, and we'll see a little bit of activity in the Fresno area there and maybe out in the San Luis Obispo County. And then it kind of picks up here. There's Thursday night here, 9 o'clock. They're staying heavy in that area. And then things will start to strengthen as the evening goes on. Friday morning, we could see some heavy rain in the foothills and up in the mountains there, Sierra Nevada mountains. That looks like eastern Fresno County and Madera County. So that's Friday morning there. And then we're looking at about 5 o'clock. By the time you're waking up there, could see a little bit of rain there. And that'll drop into the South Valley a little bit. Now, what we're looking at right now, at least on the valley floor, about 1/10 of an inch. Up in those hills and mountains, it could be about a 1/4 inch, maybe a 1/2 inch in some places there, especially in those higher elevations there. That'll kind of linger into Friday throughout the day there along the foothills and mountains there. It's 4 p.m., 7 p.m. things start to back off, and then we're not expecting anything the rest of the weekend. So it looks like late Thursday into Friday is our next best chance of rain across the valley. Humidity today. While our temperatures are going to be a little below normal, it's going to be up to 68%. So it might feel a little humid out there, but not too bad there with the below normal temperatures. We'll get up to 70% humidity tonight. The dew point will be at 55. And the next few days look like this. 81 is our high today. Yeah, partly cloudy out there, clearing skies. But then we're up to 84 tomorrow and Thursday, closer to normal those 2 days. 50s and 60s overnight. Light winds the next few days. Should be nice through the middle of the week. Up next, we're going to get a look at your highs and lows across the rest of the San Joaquin Valley for your Tuesday.
Time is now 5:07. A Central Valley father's detention at an ICE processing center in Kern County has now been extended. We've been following the story of Sam Beypour, who came to the U.S. from Iran as a child. He says a mistake he made at the age of 18 could now cost him everything. His initial 90-day detention at the Mesa Verde ICE processing center in Bakersfield has been extended to 180 days. He was detained after showing up for an immigration interview. He had been trying to reinstate his green card, but says an assault conviction complicated the process. He was hoping by now he would find out if he can stay in the country while going through that appeals process. Instead, he and his loved ones and his colleagues at Pismo's Coastal Grill are waiting.
We applied for a governor's pardon, which we've gotten a response from, and we filled out all the appropriate paperwork and application process, and we're just waiting for them to go through and do the investigation.
Fox 26 reached out to the ICE facility, but we're told it's unable to comment on the case. Beypour is the sole provider for his family, and without work, bills are piling up. We have a link to the GoFundMe over on our website. His attorney says that all proper motions have been filed with the Board of Immigration Appeals. Once the case is reopened, he says he's confident that he can become a lawful permanent resident again. We spoke with an immigration attorney to find out just how difficult it is for people to actually find their loved ones once they're detained.
It can be very difficult, particularly if you've never been through this before. There is a ICE locator, inmate locator online where, ideally if you put the person's full name, country origin, date of birth, their information should pop up of where they're being detained. Ideally, right, it should work like that. Unfortunately, oftentimes individuals are detained and they're processed, but their information doesn't show up on the website.
Ibanez also told us people may qualify for bond if they can show they are not a flight risk. Now let's take a look at just how many detention centers are in Kern County. One of them is in McFarland. Another is a Mesa Verde detention facility where Psalm Baypor is being held. That is in Bakersfield. Then there's the ICE detention facility in California City. That is the largest one in the state. The president and defense secretary are slated to address hundreds of high-ranking service members today. Why many find the lack of public information surrounding today's gathering suspicious. And a live look now at the Sundial Bridge in Redding. It is 5:09 and 61 degrees there right now with quite a bit of cloud cover, as we can see. You can find new headlines and the weather forecast on your screen all morning long, even through the commercial break.
Hi, I'm Monty Torres with Fox 26 News on YouTube. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel, where we have loads of great content for you to choose from. And while you're here, why not click on the subscribe button right here? That way you can stay in touch with all the latest breaking news, everything news related within the Central Valley. And thank you for watching.